Ready to come. We did not want everybody to come on the call, then we'll have to delay. That's why we decided to postpone it. So once again, I apologize. We will start immediately. So good morning, everybody. It's great to see all of you this brand new year. One or two people were on the call that we did last week, but today and next week, we have decided to open this class up to the wider audience. So today we're going to be going through the portion of our course that is called uh, that is entrepreneurship. Last week we went through the portion of the course but which is a business. And we when we were going through it, I was sharing with everybody, and I said this is better than an MBA program, and I can say that categorically. I've been to three. I have two different MBA degrees as it is, and I'm also a student of Lagos Business School or past student of Lagos Business School, and I can tell you that even in those places, the kinds of things that are in this curriculum, some of those courses that they do in themselves don't even cover it. Also, the other thing that I've seen is that a lot of people who say um, maybe they have gone through these kinds of things, they can't even boast of knowing them even as at today. So it's very useful and it is essential that everybody takes advantage of this course as it is. The other thing is that in doing this, we're very um, aware of some people have degrees, some people are 16-year-olds, some people are 40-year-olds, so to speak. So we're very much aware of that. So we try to make sure that this covers, this is applicable to everybody. So this is applicable to everybody, whether you're about to start your own business or you have 2 degrees or 3 degrees or 4 degrees, whatever number of degrees that you have. We've ensured that this will be extremely relevant to everybody. So once again, it's great to have you all here. We welcome you to this great course that we are going to be having. So I hope majority of you will be able to graduate. I hope people can be disciplined enough to go through this whole course. I'm also going to be a student of the course. I'll take some areas, but there's some areas that I'm not even confident that I can teach despite my many degrees. So I can't teach the economics. I also want to learn more about the economics side of things. I can't teach the accounting. I also want to learn more about the accounting. So the curriculum is extremely rich. I don't know. The curriculum is very rich. Is loaded, so to speak, and I do hope a lot of people can take advantage of this as part of their learning, as part of their continual improvement, even as individuals. Last week we went through the curriculum to an extent. Let me see if I can lay my hands on. Yeah, so we went through the curriculum. So as part of this course, there are many things involved. So you're going to do in this year one, and we plan to finish year one very quickly. We plan to finish year one very quickly. We want to get through the whole of this year one um, by end of August. So it's a very loaded year one, so to speak. You want to go through this year one by the end of August. So as part of this, you're going to do something called use of English this semester. And I mean once again, I'm I can't even teach the English curriculum. So I'm also looking forward to being a student of the English curriculum myself. Today, I'm teaching entrepreneurship. Let me share my screen as I type. Let me just do this. Yes. So, okay, good. So you can see my screen now. So, in this year one, this NID, this NID year one, okay. First semester, we're going to go through English, citizenship education. I can't teach the citizenship education. I don't know it enough. I don't even think I know half of. I definitely know that I do not know half of what is inside of the citizenship education. So I'm looking forward to such classes. I plan to be a student, even when it comes to a lot of those kinds of classes. Um, we're going to be doing something called business mathematics, and we're going to try and make it as practical as possible, and how to show how some of those things can be done even inside of Microsoft Excel. So I can't teach that. I don't know it enough to be able to do that. Remember that this is not the typical type school uh, where we just say, oh, anybody go and read and then come and speak to the students. No, there must be something that you're doing in your day job that kind of resonates with the course with the courses in themselves. So we're going to do principles of economics. Um, I can't teach that. I don't think I definitely know that I don't know economics enough. We're going to do the principles of accounts one. So because some of these courses we're going to do one, and then in the second semester we're going to do two. So these ones we are going to do one. Um, I can teach. I'm going to be teaching elements of public administration next week, and that is because I that's what one of the things that I do and things like that. So this is first semester, and we must go through these 8 things we must go through these 9 things, I beg your pardon. We must go through these 9 things very quickly between now and end of April. So May, June, July, and August, we will move into second semester. The second semester will have things like citizenship education again. It will have, so instead of the introduction to entrepreneurship, the second semester will have what we call the practice of entrepreneurship. Second semester will have, so this will be citizenship one and two, so to speak. And in the second semester, we will have something called English language and communication communication skills. This is in the second semester, and that in itself is going to even continue even in year two. So I'm definitely I'm a student of this class. Myself, we're going to have business mathematics one and two, um, and we're going to do things very differently. In the second semester, we're going to have computer applications business computer applications. I was sharing with them yesterday that, in Nigeria and some parts of Africa, we've been badly taught a lot of these things. So in this school, we're going to ensure that, we get these things right. So we're going to try as much as humanly possible to ensure that our students, that they pass. We will teach you properly. We will educate you appropriately and things like that. So also in second semester, we're going to do something called principle of management, and that in itself is going to continue even in year two. And then we're also going to do in that second semester, we're also going to do um, two other new courses, so to speak. So in place of public administration, in that second semester, we're going to have something called Introduction to um, Social Psychology. Okay, psychology. Okay, that is in the second semester, and in place of yeah, let me put this as plus, because that's so all the plus things going to be the second semester. So where we have everywhere where we have plus is going to be what it is in the second semester, and we won't be doing. We'll do economics again. So we're going to do economics again. We're going to accounts uh, again, and then there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, there is an extra course, and I look forward to this course, and I'll be teaching that course myself. There will be an extra course called Introduction to System Analysis and Design. Introduction to System Analysis and Design. That was going to be a new course in the second semester. So you can see that this this is just year one, first and second semester. So you can see that this whole thing is truly loaded. How many of us truly can say, even those of us that this is our line of work, we're experts in this particular area, we still cannot boast that we know all these things. And this is just year one. This is just year one as it is. So it's a great privilege, and I think everybody should take. I think people should take advantage of this course. This course, I promise you, will be taught better than an MBA. It's not a joke. It's not a marketing gimmick. This is a free school anyway. So but we're going to ask you because we have some base. We fund training nights and A4S. Our companies fund this school as of today, but people have to pay for a couple of things, just like you have to pay to register, and you also have to pay to, I think, when it comes to some of your exams and things like that. But the amount of money that you're going to be paying is going to be completely negligible to the value that you're able to get, so to speak. So this is year one. I can tell you, go and look at the curriculum in a lot of places that do these things, and their year one is not even half as rich as this. So you're going to be learning all these things, and you're going to be learning them from experts. So, and we plan to finish this year one so that we can regularize by September. We can regularize our school by September. So, I mean, this is great. For me, I'm only going to be doing three things here of this whole set of curriculum, so to speak. I'm going to do the things on entrepreneurship as a person. I will teach those ones on entrepreneurship. I'm going to teach the business and the management side of things, and I'm going to teach these ones. All right. So I'm not going to do more than this as a person. I don't even think I qualify to do more than this. The only one I might also qualify to do is maybe number 4, but there are other people who I'm sure can even do these things better than who can even teach number 4 better than I do as it is. But of course, I mean, especially teaching the rudiments of it, I've gone past a lot of those rudimentary things. But yeah, so maybe I'm going to join them. Let me put this in yellow. Maybe I'm going to join the trainers, but I'm not fit, qualified, or experienced enough to teach number 1, number 2, number 5, number 7, and number 8. And I think any adult needs this kind of knowledge. I believe all adults need this kind of knowledge, so to speak. By the time we get to NID 2, by the time we get to NID 2, NID year 2, in this business, and this is the one for business informatics. So our focus right now is business informatics, because I think this business informatics is the best course amongst all the ones. So it's NID business informatics. I think is the best course because it's the one that combines the combination of is one that combines the combination of what's that thing of business and everything that is also technology, should I say, related. So it's our best course as it is, and that's why I'm very focused on this course as a person. By the time we get to year two, once again, we're still going to do English and communication skills. So you'll see that this English thing is critical. We want the people to be able to speak English appropriately, and this is a big deal. And I'll tell you why it's a big deal. Um, because so for example, I can almost call these three, so to speak, because that will be the third thing. Um, we're doing some work for some clients that are abroad as of today, and we have to cherry pick which of our staff we will put on it. Why? Because some of them don't speak great English. Now, we cannot be working for an American company or an European company, and we will not be able to put the team will not be able to speak uh, great English. That does not, I mean, that won't work well. The client will not be happy. So we only pick our staff that speak good English. There's a guy that came to us recently that we're going to hire, but would have hired him for a back office role, right? People for management too would have hired him for a back office role. And why were we? Oh, sorry, would have hired him for customer facing role, but we could not. Why could we not hire him for a customer facing role? Couldn't hire him for a customer facing role because of his spoken English. So the only thing that we could consider him for was a back office role, a role maybe in accounting, something, also a role whereby he will not be interfacing with the client. Can you imagine? A role whereby he will not be interfacing with the client. And why? Why does it look like we're being uh, what's the word now? That we're segregated. You know why? Because of the spoken English of the guy. So some people, they can go further. They can go way further in life. The challenge the thing that is holding them back is the spoken English. So I'm going to encourage everybody, please take these English things very seriously. It doesn't matter how much of English you think you understand. Trust me, your pronunciation still can still be helped. And for people who attended our 12-week program, I'm sure you will agree with me that there's still help that each of us we can get from our pronunciation. So that's key. In the second year, we're going to be doing something on web development, and we have Buma here, who is an expert website development professional. He will be teaching that course in our second year. So everybody go and look at the Transformation College website. Buma developed it, and he did what I consider to be an excellent job. He's even looking at improving it right now as we speak. He's already thinking about moving our website even onto the next level. So that is why I love this course. I love this business informatics course. Well, it is because business informatics means business and information technology. Business and information technology. So it contains many business topics that anybody who is going to be some kind of business owner, some kind of startup, I'm hoping that the students of these are school, they will be people who will be seen as startup creators. You too, you will create Paystack and Flutterwave by the grace of God. So it's very important to us that our students go ahead to do great things. It's very important to us. And that, once again, that's why I like this course in itself. So if you look at the combination of things, it's an adequate combination of the things that are very much IT and the things required for business, right? So you can see combination, and eventually you have to do a project. Brothers and sisters, look at the year two um, of this NID program. This is what you need. You know, a lot of us we prayed into the new year. I was telling somebody, I said, okay, Christmas is over. Let's go back to work. Because people are still in Christmas mood. They have not woken up yet. So look at the combination of things you're going to be doing in year two. I mean, this is beautiful. This is this is brilliant as it is. So you're going to do English like 3 different times, first semester, second semester, and third semester. Then you're going to start to do things like statistics, and then you're going to start to do things like business law, and then you're going to do some computer things. So everybody wants to become an AI expert. Everybody, everywhere you go to, somebody's talking about AI. We're going to be teaching the basics of AI. So these are data management is also going to lead you to what we call the introduction to artificial intelligence. So you're also going to be learning programming. Some people say, oh, you know, I want to learn how to program. We're going to be teaching you smart, sensible ways by which you can program. Of course, we'd also have to teach you the fundamentals as it is. So you're also you can see that there was account one, accounting two, and now you're going to learn finance. So, and then you're going to learn management again. Remember, there's introduction to business, introduction to entrepreneurship, there's management one, there's management two, there's also introduction to computing, there's business computer applications one, there's business computer applications two. You're also going to learn research methodology. So, trust me, this is why I said that this is better than an MBA. Trust me, the combination of the things you're going to learn on this course, you will think yourself that you made a decision to come to this school. You will thank yourself. Your future self will say thank you. And not just thank you to yourself, you also say thank you to Transformation College for giving you the opportunity to learn these things. I wish I knew these things, or I wish before I got into university that I learned these things. I wish the first 2 years of my going to university that I did not go, that I learned these things. I wish before I even got into university, I know these things. Like I know web development, I know HR, I know purchasing, or sometimes we'll call that procurement. I know about tools and platforms to build an e-commerce website. So someone like Boma here is going to teach some of this, is going to teach how to build an e-commerce website. And we also have many other people, the tools that you can use and the platforms. I wish I knew networking before I got into university. I wish I knew cost accounting, business communication. So this is important, everybody. This is critical. It is important, it is essential, it is critical that all of us, we pay attention to this. And this is just year two. And you will graduate by August of next year, you will be done. You will be done. I promise you, this will be the best 18 months of your life. I can see it for myself already. This will be the best 18 months of my life. And I mean just being involved, just being a part of this program, just listening, planning, working with Edith and Mercy and Boma, just in planning how these courses are going to be run. I want to ensure that but I also become an expert in all these things in 18 months. So this is important, brothers and sisters, and I enjoin you to tell people, please tell people we want more, we want a broader audience, we want more people in here as it is. So please tell people about this. Please say it online, say it on social media, say it on your WhatsApp group, the great things that we're doing, and it truly be for your own good as it is. When I made up my mind, this is the first thing my children are going to do. One of them is in SS2, the other one is in SS1. This is the first thing they're going to do once they graduate. They're going to take 2 years off. I don't need them to rush into university. That's not critical for me. I want them to have this kind of knowledge, and then they can go on to school. There is a young guy who is working with us. His name is Paul. He's 18 years old, and he earns about 100,000 naira, and he's a security guy. He's what we call a white hacker. He knows information security deeply. In fact, right now there's an NYSC guy who is reporting to him in the organization, and his mom brought him to me when he was 16 or something like that he needs to learn. Now, every time I see him, I wish that would be my children. He's just about to proceed to the university abroad, but he's already an expert. He can get a job working for Microsoft even as at today. So this is important. This is essential, and this is critical that people take advantage of this course. As I said, look at the things we're going to be doing in year one. And this year one, you have an advantage. This year one, we're finishing it in 8 months rather than 12 months. We're going to do what we call accelerated year one, because we want to regularize our calendar, our school calendar by September. So we're going to get these things done 4 months: January, February, March, April. We're going to be done with first semester, and May, June, July, and August we're going to get into second semester, which is the normal semester anyways. It's just that our focus is going to be weekend. So we will ensure that you pass. Schools are not meant to be places where people fail. If your teachers have taught you well, they've given you assignments, they've balanced everything for you. We're not going to do the typical Nigerian university, teach the person 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. In the exam, you give them 2x plus y is equal to 7. What is x and y? We're not going to do that. We're not going to do such things. Okay, the things you're going to see in the exams, we're going to make sure that we've even told you ahead of time. Why do people want to teach in such a way that people will fail? Why don't you teach them in such a way that they will pass? Teach them so that they know the thing and they can pass. So we're going to be learning Microsoft Office. Boma is already looking at that. So you can see, apart from the introduction to computing, we're going to do business computer applications, which we're going to be learning either Microsoft Office or Open Office, one of those office applications. So it's important to me that people know things like, let me put it here. Let me put it here very quickly. It's important to me that people know, I consider myself to be a near expert when it comes to Office. My preference is Microsoft, but we're also going to look at the possibility of teaching something called Open Office. Okay, and so we're going to teach Microsoft Office or Open Office as part of business, as part of our productivity and productivity tools and business applications. So we're going to do something like that, right? Productivity tools and business applications. And so let me do something in a minute. Let me just stop sharing. Let me do 2 screenshots, and let me put it here for the purposes of everybody. Hold on. Good. So what Excel PowerPoint access? Hold on, wait a minute. Okay. Good. Hey, this is Excel, this is, I don't want some of these things. I just want the basic ones. Microsoft Word, Excel, Publisher, brilliant. I found what I'm looking for. The other thing I want to put here, let me put it inside of here. Okay, good. Okay, so that's it. I promise you, if you know Microsoft Office, your demons will go away. Some people feel like they have a lot of demons. A lot of those demons that are after you is because you don't know Microsoft Office. If you know Microsoft Office, at least your financial demons, let me be very clear. Majority of your financial demons will go away if you know Microsoft Office. I'm telling you, I'm not even joking at all. One of the things we're also going to teach you in the school is the platform called Odoo. And we talked about it with the people that were here last week. We're going to teach you a platform called Odoo. And Odoo is a brilliant application. You cannot say you are going to ever run a successful business without knowing something like Odoo. So we're going to teach you that. It's what we do. So it's not inconveniencing us. We do this is we sell the application, we implement it for clients. So we can definitely teach it to our students and to our participants. So it's not a problem at all. We're going to what we do. We have our day job. When we're a school, but we're a school that is being funded by organizations that work in the industry. So we work in the industry. We're a school, but we're being funded. It's okay, good. So let me share my screen again very quickly. Once again, you can't say if you're a student, then we're going to ensure that you become an expert when it comes to some of these things. We're going to ensure that you, as the student of the school, we teach you adequately some of these things. Okay, good. Let me share my screen again. Brilliant. Okay, good, good, good. So, yeah, once again, I've spoken a lot about this. This is what I wanted to, yeah. So, all of you must know Microsoft Office. And these are the minimum applications that you need to be an expert on, like minimum, and how to use maybe something like OneDrive and Microsoft Forms. How can we have adults who don't know how to use Microsoft Forms? You tell them to create a form, they don't know what to do. You tell them to save something on OneDrive, they don't know what to do. You tell them to create a flyer, they don't know what to do. How can you call yourself a professional? How are you going to become great? So everybody must know Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Publisher. These are some of the things we're going to teach you under business applications. And that's why I was encouraging people last week that please get a computer. Get a computer. Some of you, you're going to try to do this whole course using your phone. It's fine, but you're better off with a computer. You should get a computer as it is. So this is important and it is essential. How can you not know how to use Microsoft Access and you want to lead a fintech organization, you want to lead a modern organization, you want to do modern things and do great things? These are the minimum things, including, let me put it here, plus, I just put plus. Let me put something like that. I just put that plus, maybe how to use, let me put plus OneDrive and MS Forms or Google Forms, whatever kind of forms you prefer. You have to know these things. You must be great at these kinds of things. You will not become a great professional without knowing this thing. Once again, we're going to teach you this. In fact, right now we're working. You can hear me mute that person, please. That person should please mute his herself. There's some kids, some beautiful kids that are joining the class, right? So this is Odoo. Everybody should have an Odoo account. Everybody. If you're part of this school, you should know Odoo. We're even doing the partnership with some global organizations right now to do what we call the Odoo Business School, where we're going to be teaching the concepts of the value of these things and how to achieve them for organizations. So we're doing the thing called the Odoo Business school. So once again, this is important. This is essential. These are all the applications under Odoo. They've grouped them into 8 categories, and under each category, they have put 6 things in there. Now, all these are important and essential things for businesses. All these things are important and essential for businesses. Last week, I did introduction to business. I can't repeat it. I'll talk about some of the things I said to them, this being inclusive as it is today also. But you can't be last week I taught the course Introduction to Business. Today I'm teaching the course Introduction to Entrepreneurship. And those two things, you can't do them well. Next week, we're going to be teaching public administration. And I'm saying to you categorically, you cannot do these things well. You cannot do these things well if you don't have an application to do them. Theory is good. The practical or the practice of everything is this. You can't run a medium-sized organization that is going to be sustainable into the future without you knowing some of these things. It is important and it is essential that you know these things. You have hands-on experience, that you can go to an organization and you can start to show them how to do things and how to get things done appropriately as it is. This is important and this is essential. Let me not spend my whole time here. This is the same Odoo application and you can try it out. Some of you that have your own computer that have great internet, you can click on it, you can create an account for yourself. If you check on your Play Store on your phone also, Odoo should come out. You can create an account for yourself also tied to this, and you can start to play around with the application in itself. So this is important. I think there's no small medium-sized business that should not have this application. So let me move on. So today, as I said, I'm teaching entrepreneurship. I'm teaching entrepreneurship, and it's one of the courses. So that's one of the good things about the NID. The NID curriculum is very clean and it's very clear. The curriculum is very clean, it's very clear, it's very specific. So there's nothing about the curriculum that is hidden, that is a secret. Yeah, last week Edith would also put it in the chat room, or Mercy would do that. Last week we shared the link with everybody, right? You can download the Business Informatics curriculum. You can download it. She'll share the link so that everybody can have it. It's not a secret. It's not a secret. So that's why it's very clean, it's very clear. It allows us to be able to do a great job of knowing that this is what we need to teach in the class. That's the beauty of the thing. It's very clear what exactly we need to teach in the class. So according to the curriculum, and they're going to share the Business Informatics document, you should save it on your phone, you should save it on your computer. These are the 8 topics we're meant to teach. And of course, there are subtopics under each of them. So all we're going to go through is to go through them, and then we will share some materials much later and we'll share sample questions so that people can read the material and they can also go through the sample questions. One of the good things we're also doing is that we're uploading these videos, this sessions on YouTube, so that people can go back and listen to the sessions. And if somebody has missed out on the session, they can learn it all over again. So what exactly what is an enterprise? Who is an entrepreneur? What is entrepreneurship? The requirements for entrepreneurship, the sources of business ideas, how to organize a business, how to start an enterprise, and how to operate an enterprise. Once again, I hope we're going to have some great people who are going to build some beautiful startups I believe we're going to have things like that. We're going to have great people who are going to build some great startups. I believe that the next pay stack will come out of this NID. There will be people who have gone through this NID. So we're going to share, we're building a community. We're going to share resources, we're going to share templates, we're going to share ideas. I have one document that talks about many ideas, business ideas that people can launch and how to launch your business successfully. So we built a community. That community exists as a mailing group, they exist as a WhatsApp group. You should ensure that you join that community. We would always post important things, useful things that will help businesses and help people in their careers into that group, so to speak. So these are some of the key things. Sorry, let me do something. These are some of the key things that we are going to be doing now. So everybody, so tell me, of all the things we've said this morning, what is your own objective for being here? I want to read in the chat room, everybody, quickly. What is your own objective for being here? What's your objective? What are you hoping to get? Tell me in the chat room, do you plan to finish this course? Do you think you can finish it? Do you think it will be useful to you, to your career, to your business? Okay, anybody? I would like to people to put it in the chat room. Do you think this whole thing that we're doing, do you think there's value to it? Do you think there's value to it for yourself, for your children? Do you think that there's anything to really learn from it? Do you think it's just one of those things? I don't think it is one of those things, but I want to hear from everybody. I want to hear from everybody in the chat room. All right, so the chat room is always open, so people can always drop their thoughts, drop their own opinion and things like that in the chat room. So that's very useful as it is, so that we can get some feedback and we can know how well you're following the class, how well you're following the class. So can I hear from everybody? Once again, this will be your best investment of time, because it's not like you have to really pay money. What you're paying is completely negligible in terms of the value you're getting. So this is not about money. This is about you doing yourself a favor, doing your children a favor. Some of you need to do your family members a favor. You need to get them involved. You need to tell them, "Oga, what are you doing with your time? I'm attending this school. Oh, don't say I didn't tell you, and I'm gaining a lot from it." So please invite somebody. We're going to close. I mean, we're still going to be opening it to free. Because the registration, it's you have to pay, but we will still open it up for next week. But after, if you don't pay for your registration, we won't allow you come in here. So even if 100 people join, it still won't pay for my fees or the amount of money we're spending for this. But we believe that we have to do this. Necessity is laid upon us as an organization, and we must do this. We believe that somewhere down the line, we'll be better off for as a person and even as a nation for carrying out this exercise. And that's why we're very focused on it. We're not playing with it at all. We are not joking. We're very serious. The team that we've put together, and we're even looking to increase the team. We're going to get somebody else who's going to be like our academic supervisor of some sort. So this is important to us. Let me go to the chat room. Let me read. What does everybody? What are you looking to get out of this? And this is the opportunity for you to also build yourself. build your own capabilities, build your, build your knowledge, build your background. Yeah, thank you very much, Bamidele. Okay, great. Thank you very much, Michael. Okay, good. I pray all of you, God will grant you the strength and the encouragement to be able to finish. Thank you. Odnel Ajibola, I can and will. Thank you very much. Odnel was here last week too. Odnel, I pray for you that you need the strength and the discipline to finish as it is. Jairus Otego is good. You should focus on this. This will help you. Joseph, 1 in a million. I mean, you will get value. Olakunle, valuable. Can the registration be paid twice? Well, speak with what did they call it? To speak with Edith and Mercy, Mercy especially. We'll see. The registration is just 10,000, but yeah, if you're severely constrained, it's fine as it is. Okay, good. So it's good. Thank you very much, everybody. It's good to have been able to hear thoughts and opinions. So I pray all of you will finish. I pray you will finish this course in itself. We're dedicated to this, even if we have only 5 students. We're very much dedicated to this. It doesn't matter the number of students that we have. All right. So this is one of the slides from last week, because in a lot of places the words business and enterprise are used interchangeably. In a lot of places, the words business and enterprise are used interchangeably. So on one hand, there's the practice of making a living and making money by producing buying. And you have to start to think about it. So it's either the companies you would also work, you have to think about it. What do they buy? What do they sell? Some people work in organizations that they don't even understand what the organization sells or what the organization buys. Some people work in organizations that they don't even understand what the organizations produce. And you and I, our entire life is meant to be tied to something I call value. Value is the most important concept in this world, as far as I'm concerned, at least in the natural world, not in the spiritual world, but in the natural world. In the spiritual world, we can talk about your faith, we can talk about prayer, we can talk about your relationship with God. But in the physical world, the most important thing is value. Is value. The reason why some of you are using your data, you've got to get data, you've got to get the phone, you've got to get all sorts of things to be here, is because of the concept of value. And that's what businesses are about. And that's why some businesses are there for a very long time, and some other businesses are not there for a very long time. Some businesses can add value, some businesses cannot add value, right? Some businesses can add value, some businesses cannot add any value. All right. So that's important. That's important. That is critical. That is essential. That you think about your own organization, the one you work for. This transformation college cannot do anything if it cannot add value. As a person, I can't do anything if I'm not able to add value. Mercy, who is really the administrator for the school, cannot do anything if she cannot add value. Edith, who is the general manager for the school, cannot do anything if she cannot add value. Boma cannot support us, cannot do anything if he cannot add value. So this life is primarily about value adding. And so you should write that down. Everybody on this call, you need to go ask yourself, how do I add value? How do I add value? Do I add value? How can I add value? Husbands need to add value to their wives, otherwise the wives want to go away. Wives need to add value to their husbands, boyfriends, and girlfriends. This life is about value. The value you can add to your church or to your mosque, the value that you can add to your environment, to the community. Life is about value. So everybody, you should please go away asking yourself, How do I add value? And what do I need to do to be able to add value? How do I add value? And what do I need to do in this, my life, to be able to add value? Because you must add value. You must add value to yourself. You must add value to others. You need to ask yourself, how do I add value? What is the process and the approach by which I can add value? What is the process and the approach by which I can add value? Because life in itself is all about value. Life is about value. Okay? Life is about value. At least this is our physical life, right? These are our earthly physical, and I dare say our financial life is about value. Our earthly, physical, and our financial life is about value. What value are you able to add to yourself, and what value are you able to add to others? What value are you able to add? So, as a person, what is the value? Can you help somebody reduce cost? Okay. Can you help somebody increase revenue as it is, right? Revenue. Are you um, changing the lives of people? Are you helping in the economic life of people and organizations? Are you helping in the social life of people and organizations? Are you helping in the in the intellectual life of people, right? Of people and organizations? In what area are you helping in the emotional life of people and organizations? Where are you adding value? Are you adding value in the administrative life of people and organizations? Where are you adding value? Where? In which area are you adding value? Are you adding value in the technological, right, life, life of people and organizations? Are you adding value in the financial life of people and organizations? Are you adding value just in the management of people? Where are you adding value? Where exactly are you adding value? You as a person that you're on this call right now, where are you adding value? Because you must add value. You must add value somewhere. You must add value. You must be a change agent. There's nobody that is on this call that should not be a change agent. All of us, we must be change agents. We must be change agents, so to speak. We must be changing the lives of people and organizations with our interactions. Of course, one of my big ogas might be on the call. Um, he adds value to the spiritual to the spiritual lives of people and organizations. Okay, where are we? Where are we? The management of people generally. This is like you have a role in HR. This is like you have a role in finance and accounting. This is Boma, a role in IT. Okay, this is admin department, admin, administration department in organizations. You have some people, they call them coaches. You have all sorts of things. Are you adding value? It could be in the legal and compliance life of people and organizations. It could be adding value with regards to the strategy and planning lives of people and organizations. Can be in logistics. Okay, let me add the logistics here. So let me just call it administrative and logistical life. So, right? Brothers and sisters, you need to be a person who adds value. You need to be a person that adds value. I'm, I work in my line of work. Uh, if I'm not able to add value, organizations don't pay us. In my line of work, if I'm not able to clearly add value, companies they don't pay us. So I'm completely dependent on adding value. If my business does not add value, the client doesn't hire us, they forget about us, they put us aside, they just, they just ignore us. So my entire means of livelihood as a person in the natural, because I might also have a spiritual way of making money, right? But in the natural, it's all about adding value. So, and this is not an exhaustive list. I hope you can still see my screen, everybody. This is not an exhaustive list, right? It's just a um it's just a list that I came up with while speaking to you. It's not an exhaustive list. It's just telling you that there are many areas where you can add value. The guy who has the dry cleaning service in his back of it, in the back of it, at the back of his house, that irons and cleans my clothes and irons them and washes them, adds value to me, significant value. Without that guy, I will have a problem because I can't take my time to wash my own clothes. I don't like also washing my clothes. I like to take my clothes out to be laundered properly. That guy adds significant value to me. Okay? The person who supplies us gas in our house adds significant value to me. The person who comes to clean the garden, clean the compound, and comes every weekend adds significant value to me. Life is about value. This life, as I said, it is primarily about value. And you that you're in this room, in this class, in this session, you have to start to think about it. Am I adding value? Who am I adding value to? How am I adding value? Who am I adding value to? Well, but this whole life is about value. I will not be mentioning Mercy or mentioning Boma or mentioning other people if they were not adding value. I will not be here, you will not be here, except you're getting value. So you have to think about this as an entrepreneur, somebody who plans to run a business, or somebody who plans to join other people's businesses. Not everybody has to start a business. Starting a business and running it is not for everybody. There's a risk element to it that is very dangerous, and some people are not prepared for that. But you can join others, you can support others. So you're learning about entrepreneurship is not just about you running it for yourself. It's about you also supporting others, joining others, partnering with others. So once again, this whole life is about value. The guy who fixes my car or services it adds significant value to me. I have a driver that earns a lot of money, and why do I pay him the same amount of money that you pay a graduate and all that? Is because he adds significant value to me. This life is about value. So if you're not earning money, if you're not doing well, if 10,000 naira is a big amount of money, your question is, how do I become somebody that can add value? There's a cleaner in my office, right? She earns way more than even somebody who works in a principal in a school. She's a cleaner. Why will we pay a cleaner the same amount of money that we pay an experienced 25-year principal? It's because of value. That cleaner adds significant value to us. So please take this away. In business, you have to add value. In business, you must add value. And that's why you can see here, and we talked about business, I'm not going to do too much of that today. You can see at the bottom, we say you have two types of enterprise. So we have training nights as a business enterprise, profit making. But we also have Transformation College, which is a social enterprise for us. It is not an enterprise that is profit making. We have our profit making businesses. We have our A4S, we have our training heights, we have our profit making businesses. But there's also a social enterprise, which is like an NGO, which is like Transformation College. That's why you will see in some of our communication, when we put Transformation College, we put the NGO logo beside it because it's a social enterprise for us. It's a social enterprise for us. So please, once again, go away from this session clearly asking yourself, how am I adding value? That is the question to ask yourself. How am I adding value? Am I adding value? And how exactly am I adding value to myself, to the people around me, to my parents, to my brothers and sisters? How exactly? Because the reason why people don't have money, the reason why people are not getting promoted, the reason why people are not making progress is because they're not adding value. The value that they're adding is not a lot. And that's a big challenge. Let me move on very quickly. We'll take a break in a bit. We'll take a break. We started at 9:30. We've just done 1 hour. I'll try to see if I can push this for another hour till about 11:30, maybe 12, if I can, and then we'll take a break. So you have to learn about what is entrepreneurship and who is an entrepreneur. As I said, you need to know about these things, not only because you want to know it, it's also because you want to support, not because you want to, set up a business, because a business is hard. Setting up a business is very difficult. You have to be built for it. You know, you're built for rough roads. You have to be built for it. You have to be very well built for it. But if you cannot set up yours, it makes sense to support somebody, to join somebody, to work with somebody, to partner with somebody with regards to this. And entrepreneurship, so there's a definition for both entrepreneurship and for who is an entrepreneur. Here, there's a definition for both. What is entrepreneurship? Economic value, right? And it talks about taking risk. Another word for risk is uncertainty, everybody. Another word for risk is uncertainty. Another word for risk is uncertainty. Okay? So entrepreneurship is married directly with risk, because it might work out, it might not work out. It might succeed, it might not succeed. Our job is to teach you in such a way that if you ever decide to embark upon this, it will succeed. If you do ever decide to embark upon this journey, it will succeed if you follow through with a lot of these things. I've had my fair share. I've been running a business for about 22 years. And in those 22 years, I've failed so many times. I've lost a lot of money. I've failed. I've lost money in millions. But I've also succeeded in some other areas, in some other instances. So business is not straightforward, but you can succeed if you take the right steps and if you know the right thing. And that's why for anybody who truly wants to succeed, you're going to need this NID program. You're going to need some of those things in year 2. You're going to need some of the things that we talked about. You're going to need to know about law. You're going to need to know about finance. You're going to need advanced management knowledge. You're going to need to know about purchasing and procurement. You're going to need to know about cost accounting. You're going to need to know about business communication. You're going to need to know about HR, which is number 2 on my screen. There is a lot that you're going to need to know if you plan to succeed in business. Next week, I'm hoping we can be at least double the number that is on this call, because next week is the last time if you have not registered, right? So an entrepreneur is the person who takes all these risks. He has a product, has a service that can add significant value. He sets up the business. Sometimes they're called innovators. Okay? And so this is important. And that's why you will see that when it comes to some places in the world, they have this thing called the startup program. Startup program. Yesterday, everybody, you will see there's some startup program, US startup program, UK startup program. The training, this is what it is, that somebody who plans to build a successful startup, it's these kinds of things that the person needs to know. If you plan to build a successful startup, these are the kinds of things you will need to know. For anybody who plans to build a successful startup, these are the kinds of things you will need to know if you plan to build a successful startup, coming up with a new idea, new thoughts, new plans on how things can be done. These are the kinds of things you will need to know. I move on very, very quickly. Once again, there are all sorts of perspectives on entrepreneurship. The concept of profit, if it is profit making, innovation, invention, commercialization of technologies. There are many things that you need to know about entrepreneurship. And when you're talking about entrepreneurship, it also comes down to commercialization. You will need to you need to make a profit. So how do you commercialize your idea? How do you take your idea forward? How do you take your idea to the next level? How do you do that? All right? Because a lot of people can come up with products and services without customers, and that's a problem. All right? Okay, good. I'm going to move very quickly. All right? I put this slide in there because this is what we used internally in our own organization as part of our retreat in preparing for the year 2024. These are some of the things we talked about internally. in our own organization. So I went to pick this slide from our internal strategy meeting. That's where I picked this slide from. Okay. So that's important. And once again, that is essential. Okay. So there are many parts to running a business. We're talking about entrepreneurship today. There are many parts to running a business: governance, strategy, risk and issue management, products and services, branding, marketing, advertising. And that's probably number 5 is one of the biggest challenges for every business. Number 5 is one of the biggest challenges for every business. Even for us in Transformation College, number 5 is one of our challenges. We have a great product, it's for free, but our marketing, our branding, our advertising is not as good as it should be. It's not as good as it should be. Otherwise, the whole of Africa should have heard of this free training being delivered by us in Training Nights and A4S via Transformation College. Okay? Once again, these are important and essential things. Our communication is not great, it's not good enough. So there are many parts to a business. There are many parts to running a business. So if you plan to succeed, you plan to do well, you plan to thrive, you need to know many things about a business. And this NID program will help you. It will significantly help you in running a successful business, a successful startup. You will know where technology comes into place. You know where finance and accounting should come. You know where HR should come. You know where digital marketing and social media management should come. You know where setting up a board and the governance model should come. You know about strategy. There's so many things that you will know as part of this program. Let me move on very quickly. Last week, I told everybody this, and I think all of you should know it. I think everybody should know these things. Today, I'm going to increase it. Last week, we did 4 plus 6, 10. 10 plus Porter's 5 forces, another 5, 15. And then 15 plus the areas, the 9 areas. 15 plus 9, 24. Today, I'm still going to talk about those 24 things. So all of you should write it down right now. 24 key things. And you're going to see these 24 things in your exam. It's a promise. It is a promise. We talked about SWOT analysis. And you that you're a student of this course, you should be able to do SWOT analysis for yourself as a person and for an organization. If you're on this call, you should be able to do SWOT analysis for yourself and for an organization. You should be able to do SWOT analysis for yourself and for an organization. What makes you strong? You should go back and do this assignment, everybody. What makes you strong? What makes you weak as a person? What are the opportunities that exist for you as a person? What is threatening your future? What is threatening 2024 for you as a person? What is threatening your life, your success? What is threatening you? We did this last week, and I'm repeating it now on this call. We did it last week. Okay? SWOT analysis. What makes us strong? What makes the organization strong? What is making Transformation College weak, for example? What is the strength of Transformation College? What are the opportunities for Transformation College? What is threatening Transformation College? This is important, and this is essential. The next one the other one, so that is 4. Everybody, I say you're going to write 24 things down. Everybody should write these 24 things. You're going to see it in your exam. That's the promise. Okay. This is the next bit that talks about PESTLE, 6 key things that an organization should worry about. 6 key things an organization, any organization, every organization should worry about. You worry about the political factors that can affect your organization. You worry about the economic factors that can affect your organization. You worry about the social factors that can affect your organization. You worry about the technological factors that can affect your organization. You worry about AI. You worry about cybersecurity. You worry about blockchain. You worry about those things. You should know these things. You should educate yourself appropriately about some of these things. You're a modern person, a modern 17-year-old, a modern 18-year-old, a modern 30-year-old, a modern 45-year-old. You're a modern 50-year-old. You're a modern person. You are a modern person. So you should know these things. You should know these things. And the legal environment, should understand the legal environment. Last week we talked about some of these things. We talked about taxes and some key things last week. We even looked at some Nigerian institutions that are essential if you're going to get this right. And then environmental things. All right, the weather, climate change, waste management, recycling, pollution, these kinds of things. SWOT analysis, first 4, PESTLE analysis, the next 6. And you all should know these things. As I said, I'm a student of this school myself. I find this course, Business Informatics, I find it very fascinating that a course can exist at the National Innovation Diploma level, and it's this deep, and this cogent, and this appropriately built. I find this to be extremely interesting. I find this to be extremely interesting. Okay? So this is PESTLE. I'm completely fascinated that there is a course like this. This is the other one called Porter's 5 Forces, everybody. This is called Porter's 5 Forces. This is called Porter's 5 Forces. Porter's 5 Forces. And there's a gentleman called Professor Michael Porter, and he came up with 5 things that businesses should worry about. 5 key things that businesses should worry about. And it says you should worry about the threat of new entrants, new people coming into your industry. Every MBA program in the world teaches this thing. Every MBA program in the world teaches this thing. Every, not some, all. If it's on this earth, and every MBA program teaches this. So you should know about it. All right? New people coming in, talks about the bargaining power of your buyers. You should worry about your customers. Your customers can make or mar you. It also speaks about the bargaining power of your suppliers. You can see it on my screen. The bargaining power of suppliers. Who are your suppliers? What did they sell? Can they give you credit? The bargaining power of suppliers. And then it also speaks about the rivalry amongst existing competitors. This is what we call the direct competition. The direct competition in your line of work, in your business. The direct competition in your line of work, in your business. Direct competition. And then it also speaks about the threat of substitute products and services. The threat of substitute products and services. Okay? Your buyers, your suppliers, substitute products and services, new entrants, and your direct competition. Your buyers, your suppliers, substitute products and services, okay? New entrants, new people that are just coming into your market. And finally, your direct competition. Your direct competition. So, SWOT analysis 4, PESTLE 6, Porter's 5 forces, Professor Michael Porter's 5 forces 5. We're on 15 now. And then the next one, which is 9, is the business model canvas. The business model canvas. And anybody who claims to be a student of Transformation College NID program should know these things. Anybody who plans to run a business, a successful business, be an advisor to organizations, you must compulsorily know this. It's compulsory. You must know this thing. So 15 plus 9, and I'm going to add an extra 4 to it to make it 28. So, but this is 9. I'm going to add an extra 4 to it to make it 28. I'm going to add something called balance scorecard. Okay? Our look in here. It says every business must worry about these 9 things, everybody. Every business must worry about these 9 things. Every business must worry about these 9 things. Every business must worry about these 9 things. Who are your key partners, key activities, the key resources, value proposition, customer relationships, channels, customer segments. Every business must know about these 9 things. Every business. What is the value you're adding? The resources you're using, the key activities, who are your partners, what customer segments are you servicing, what relationships are you building or should you be building, what channels are you using to serve, what is your cost structure, and the revenue stream. 24 already, everybody. 24 key things, and I'm about to add 24 key things. This is what banks and startups and financial institutions and telcos and oil and gas, all of them are thinking using this model. All of them are thinking using this business model canvas. All of them are thinking using this business model canvas. All of them. All of them are thinking using this business model canvas. All of them, not some, all of them. But you should know this. This is important and it is critical for you and I. As I said, I'm going to add one more to it to make it 28, so that when you go somewhere and they mention these things, you don't start to look like, Transformation College did not teach us this one. Are we together? Okay. My internet seems to be, hold on one second. Let me just do something. Now, when you go somewhere, you won't say Transformation College did not teach us this one. It's useful for you. It's useful for your business. It's useful for the things that you're doing wherever you're doing those things. It's useful. It's useful for you. It's useful for your business. It's useful wherever you're involved doing these things. I hope you have the 24 of them written somewhere already. I hope so. I hope you have the 24 of them written somewhere already. Once again, these things will help you. These things will help you. These things will significantly help you, will help your business, will help whatever initiative that you have embarked upon, will help you significantly to ensure that you're successful in this life. It will help you to ensure that you're successful in this life of yours. All right? And I wish above nothing else that all of you will be very successful with the things that you do, with the things that you lay your hands upon to do. That you know this, the way you will approach 2024 will be different from how you have approached all the other years. That you will do 20, you will approach 2024 differently. And that's important and it is critical, right? We'll take a short break in a bit, but I just want to make sure that I've covered the background appropriately, so that many of the other things we'll be doing will be easy to do and for you to get it as it is. So we'll take a short break in a short bit. Okay. So let me share my screen again. Okay. Okay. So the last four that we're going to add to it is balanced scorecard. And balanced scorecard is like the other one. It also says that there are 4 key things that businesses should worry about. This is another business model canvas. This is Porter's value chain. I won't teach that. But this is balanced scorecard. It says there are 4 key things businesses should worry about. It says businesses should worry about their finance. Businesses should worry about their internal business processes. Businesses should worry about their customers. And businesses should worry about how they are learning and how they are growing. How they are learning and how they are growing. The businesses should also think about how they are learning and growing. Financial, customer, internal business processes, and how businesses are learning and growing. Those are 28 things that every business needs to have, every business needs to know, every business must be very aware of. Are we together? Right? Good. So 28 things. Remember, we started from SWOT, 5, PESTLE, 6, Porter's 5 forces, making it 15, business model canvas 9, 24, and the last one is the balance scorecard. These are the things companies use in doing strategy. So you can actually beat your chest that you also know about strategy. And there's nowhere in this world, on this human earth, that you go and you can speak intelligently about these 28 things that they will not say you know about strategy. On this earth, on this human earth, this is my job. I can tell you that for free. There's nowhere you will go to on this human earth, whether it's in the US, whether it's anywhere, that you speak to them intelligently about these 28 things and how they need to take them into consideration, that people will tell you that you don't know about strategy. There is nowhere on this earth where you can speak intelligently about these things that and how it applies to a certain organization that they'll say you don't know about strategy. You can take that from me. All right. So let me quickly, we've spent about 1.5 hours talking about some of these things, and I think everybody should take them into consideration. The best planning methodology in this world, this is it, everybody. This is the best planning methodology in this world. Let me just call it. It's also inside of ISO, but I like to call it the best. Let me just call it the best planning methodology and approach in this world. I can tell you that categorically. I can tell you that categorically. Now, if you know how to apply this in an organization, then you're going to be hot cake for them in an organization. If you know how to apply, can teach them this in an organization, show them how it is applied, you will be hot cake. So because look at it, what I did was I took some of these things and I added a bit to it. Who needs to do something? What needs to be done? Where should we do it? When should we do it? Why should we do it? How should we do it? And an extra one, how do we measure that it's been done properly? How do we measure that it has been done properly? How do we measure that it has been done properly? So this is how to plan. Everybody should capture some of these things. This is how to do proper planning. It's inside of ISO standard. All right. Some of you on this call, you're destined for the top. You're not destined for the bottom at all. But if you're going to get to the top, you're going to need to know a lot of things. You're going to need to be very intelligent. You're going to need to be extremely educated. You're going to need to be very smart. You're going to need to be bright. You're going to need to be extremely sharp if you plan to get to the top. And you will get to the top. But there's a lot that you need to know. You need to reduce your social media time, your Instagram time, your faffing around time. You need to reduce it and start to learn the things that will help you in this life on this earth. And that's why I like these courses, this entrepreneurship, business, and even the public admin that I'm going to be teaching next week. Okay, good. So there are 8 parts to the entire curriculum, just 8, and that will be it. We can go through 1 and 2, and then we'll come back later. So number 1 tells you about this. This is the full training, the full course is tied to these 8 things. That's all. So that's why I said that, NID is not where we plan that you will fail. We've captured all the things you need to know, all the things you need to be aware of. Capture them. Okay? Define an enterprise, the attributes of an enterprise. Later, we're still going to give you a note that you're going to use that we've answered all these questions in there. So if you attend the class or watch it on YouTube and you go through the note, we'll also then share with you sample questions. For each course, we're going to give you 100 questions. Did you get that? 100 questions tied to the course. Sample questions. You won't fail except you ignore everything. So these are the kinds of things. We talked about an enterprise. We talked about profit making. We talked about social enterprise. We talked about different types of enterprise, private, public, government institutions are enterprises too. Right? So there are many, many types of enterprises as it is. So it's not just one type. You can have formal and informal, you can have businesses, so you can have all sorts. And then there are various roles. business last week, we talked about an organogram, the top the top 10 departments in an organization, or the top 12 departments in any organization, and an organogram. Every organization has HR, finance, they have legal, they have admin, they have logistics, they have risk, they have strategy, they have internal audit, internal control. Most organizations have things like that. They have technical delivery, purchasing, procurement. And even when they don't have them as departments, it could be one person that's doing all those things. Like when most small businesses start, there's only one person that is doing everything. Only one person that is doing everything. So there are many roles. This person who starts it, the people who are driving it, HR, finance, other supporting functions. So some of these things, we have answered them. We have created some booklets where we have answered a lot of these things. As the classes go on, as we make progress, you will give you this. Is always how this is and what kind of organization? And they say an SME. What is an SME? Small to medium sized organization. Okay. So there's something I also taught them last week that talks about the objectives of every business. I showed them that every last week. And those are the things that we can say they are attributes of an enterprise. An enterprise must do many things. So those things, they are like attributes and objectives. They must manage their finance. They must have customers. They must do social impact. They must do many things. And there are many types of entrepreneurs. There are many types of entrepreneurs. Okay, so some of them are startup entrepreneurs. Some of them are people who start small businesses. Some of them they even just start a big business. I mean, I know somebody who just started a bank. That's because he used to be ED in another bank. Now he has investors. He has started a brand new bank. So you have many types. Innovators, people who are just researchers, research entrepreneurs. You see some of those things in the booklet we're going to give to you that speaks to these things directly. Okay, and then of course, small businesses. Once again, what makes a business small? Right? Maybe 2 or 3 people, less than 5. Flexibility. The owners are directly involved. They focus on the immediate environment. They usually also have limited resources. But you should never think about limitations in this life. You should never really think about limitations. You should never really think about limitations. Limitations are not a big deal. You can overcome your limitations, but people have limited resources. Okay? Just like entrepreneurs have disadvantages, they also have advantages. They're small, they're nimble, they can make quick decisions, they can get things done quickly. In Transformation College, we're nimble. When we met last week, we made some immediate decisions, and it's worked out better this week. So when you're small, you have an advantage. So it's not all about having a disadvantage because you're small. You also have some sort of advantage. You have some strengths. You're quick, you're nimble, decisions can be quickly made. You can change things easily. In a big organization, to change things is always a headache, it's always a nightmare. But here you can change things very quickly. Change things very quickly. Okay, good. This is another portion of the course. This is another portion of the course, which is the general objective 2 that talks about appreciate reasons for entrepreneurship. The world cannot survive without entrepreneurship. Facebook is entrepreneurship. The computers you and I are using is about entrepreneurship. WhatsApp is about entrepreneurship. The guy who started WhatsApp before he sold it to Facebook, it's all about entrepreneurship. GT Bank, a product of entrepreneurship. Ebano, a product of entrepreneurship. Zenith Bank, a product of entrepreneurship. So this world cannot really survive without entrepreneurs. This world must have entrepreneurs. This world must have entrepreneurs. People must start something. People must start transformation college. So okay, so that's essential for you and I to recognize that. Right? So it's a great thing. It's a great thing. And it's a great thing for you to join an entrepreneur. It's a great thing for you to support an entrepreneur. To bring your own knowledge, to bring your own value, to bring your own capabilities, to bring whatever it is that you have into it. Entrepreneurs, they need management skills, everybody. Entrepreneurs, they need management skills. They need skills to be able to manage money. They need skills to be able to manage people. They need skills to be able to market and publicize what they have. They need all sorts of skills. Entrepreneurs need management skills. Because you're somebody who has started something does not mean you have all the skills needed to do it. And that's the problem. People start things, but doesn't translate to them having all the skills needed to do it. So entrepreneurship is a big deal. Okay? All right? It's important that this whole world gets this something like this, that we get it right. Okay? And entrepreneurs, as we said, they need to do a lot of things. There are many things that they need to do. They must understand the market. There are many things that they need to do. It must be clear to them. Is there a market for what they want to do? Management is different from entrepreneurship, everybody. They're two different things. The skill set to be able to manage something right is different from the skill set just to start it. I have a friend, he can start, but he can't manage. He's not a good manager, but he's a good person. He's a creative. He can come up with an idea, but he can't drive it. So that's important. Entrepreneurs need to manage whatever resources that they have. And their time is the biggest resource. Knowledge is also a big resource. Money is a resource. Time, knowledge, skill, there are resources. Money is a resource. Computer is a resource. So the entrepreneur has to be a great manager of various resources. Okay? Great manager of various resources. And that's why I said some of the things that were done earlier last week, they even apply here. Some of the things were done last week, they apply here. You know, there's what we call risk and reward, everybody. Risk and reward. The risk of something versus the reward you can get from it. Risk and reward. When Transformation College becomes successful, we'll have people who are working in big institutions globally saying that, you know, I'm a product of that school. That's important. Once again, that's essential. Right? As it is. That's important and that's essential. Okay? So an entrepreneur needs to be able to take risks, and hopefully they'll get great rewards. That's what we say, risks versus rewards. Risk versus rewards. people who know how to start things. Okay, but the skills to be able to manage is different from that. Okay, identify features of entrepreneurship in business. Okay, there are many features of entrepreneurship in business. One of those things is that you're trying to do something new. You're trying to break boundaries, do new things. And Nigeria needs great entrepreneurs. We need more GT banks. We need more Glow. We need more Abanel. We need more insurance companies, local insurance companies. As a country, we need more entrepreneurs. We need more Covenant universities and Babcock. We need more. We need more Transformation College, more Training Heights, more A4S. This world cannot survive or do well without entrepreneurs. It's important that in this life and in this world that we have entrepreneurs, the ones that are for profit and the ones that are not even for profit. Okay? Right? Some people look at it and say self-employment is the same thing as being an entrepreneur. Yeah, possibly. But the real sense of an entrepreneur is somebody that will grow. The real sense of an entrepreneur is somebody that will grow, not somebody that will remain small. Not somebody that will remain small. Some people set up the business just so that it can just be uh, sole proprietorship and they don't want to hire staff. That's not what we're talking about when we're really talking about entrepreneurship. When we're talking about entrepreneurship, we're talking about growth. We're talking about being bigger, being better, doing greater things, employing people, making your own contribution to the country at large. That's what we mean when we say entrepreneurship, not just self-employed, single man army. That's not what we mean by entrepreneurship. And so, of course, you can say that the self-employed is also an entrepreneur, but I'm saying that when we really think about it, that's not what it is. So I have a friend, he works for everybody, 1 day here, 2 days there, 1 day here, he trains everywhere. He says he's an entrepreneur, you pay him per day that he comes to work for you. But that's not really entrepreneurship. That's not really what it is. Okay? So, in the real sense, what we mean by entrepreneurship is wider than that. It's about you adding value to yourself, to the country. You can hire people. You can hire people. You can make profit. You can grow and things like that. All right, so people, it's about 11:20. Let's go to the chat room. Let me see some of the things in the chat room. All right. Is entrepreneurship for everybody? Please, can somebody answer? Is entrepreneurship, is it for everybody? Should everybody try to be an entrepreneur? Everybody, quickly. Should everybody please go to the chat room? That place says no. I don't think so. I think you have to be built in a certain way. You must have a certain approach. You must have a certain personality. But it doesn't mean you can't, support an existing one, join an existing one, partner with an existing one. Not everybody has the capability to go start a brand new thing. So it doesn't always work that way. So should everybody be an entrepreneur? If you say yes, tell me yes. If you say no, tell me why no. It's not just for you to say no. You have to say why. All right? But Nigeria needs more entrepreneurs. That's why we're very proud of Paystack and those kinds of institutions. But they're doing us proud. It started a local company. I know the guys themselves. I know them personally. And now the company is global, literally. That's good. Flutterwave. That's a good thing. That's a beautiful thing. That's a brilliant thing. That you can start local and go global. All right. I think we need entrepreneurs in every sphere of this world, so to speak. I think we need entrepreneurs everywhere. I think so. I think we need entrepreneurs in different businesses, in different markets, different areas. I think so. I think we need entrepreneurs everywhere. And I should not be, we should be interested. We should be thinking about it to say, you know what are the markets that we can serve? Where can you take your products and your services? It's important. Where can you take your products and your services? How can you do well? In what areas should people sit now and think of their services? In what areas? Okay. Should it be in hospitality? What is the area you're thinking about? What is the area that you're thinking about? Okay. What's the area of your business that you think you should? What is there? Is there money? Where is the money? Everybody, tell me the top three industries. I have five industries that I think that are very good for everybody to. Those five industries. So everybody, tell me what are the big industries? What are the big industries that you think that are very useful? I think there's money in transportation. I think so. I might be wrong, but I think there's money in transportation. I don't think you can ever go wrong in some areas of work. I think there's money in accommodation. People will always need accommodation in this life. What do you think? Will it get to a time where people will not need accommodation? I think there will always be money in accommodation. I think there is money in transportation, in accommodation. I think there's money in where else? I think there's money in hospitality. Everybody, please go to the chat room. Where are the areas where there's money? Yeah. Daniel says it takes a lot of discipline to be an entrepreneur. Yeah, it's not for everybody. But you can do cargo handling, Olakunle, food industry. Thank you very much. You can't go wrong with food. You can't go wrong with tech. You can't go wrong with food. You can't go wrong with tech. So, thank you very much, Otnel Ajibola. You can't go wrong with food. You can't go wrong with tech. People must buy clothes. They must eat. I like the businesses that people must use every morning. When they wake up in the morning before they close at night, they must do something along that particular area. People must eat. They must eat. They must wear clothes. They must use technology. They must use electricity. They must take transportation. They must live in a house. They must buy a car. So those areas, they must send their children to school. Education is key. People must send their children to school. So there are many industries, indeed, that, there's still the possibility of breaking into those industries, of doing well in those industries. And I'm going to just encourage everybody, as I said, please think about these things, partner with some people, work with them, plan with them, get things right. Partner with people, work with them, plan with them, get things right. Get things right. And all of us will be better for it. The idea behind Transformation College is not just learning for learning's sake. It is learning so that you and I, we can utilize the things we're learning. That we can utilize them in one area or the other. All right, people, thank you very much. It's been great having you all here. We will go for a break. And when we come back, we will round up in about an hour and a half. The time now is about 11:30. It's great to have everybody here. I'm glad some of you have been able to make it. I'm really happy. And we will come back in, the time now is about 11:30. We'll come back by 12:30 Nigerian time. and we'll do it for another 1.5 hours so that we can bring it to a close by 2:30 at the very latest. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a great break time as it is. Thank you. See you in a bit. Thank you.
Some people like extensive research. This is a good book. I'm going to drop the link in the chat room. I'm probably also going to include it in my presentation. For all the people who like extensive research, this is a useful material. It's a student workbook on entrepreneurship. Very modern and very good. And then there is the other one, which is another book on entrepreneurship. Another book on entrepreneurship. So for just for people who like a lot of reading. Right, as I said, for this course, yeah, but it's good to have some of these things as part of your repository of materials. Yes, it's good to have some of these things as part of your repository of materials. So, so for text and references. So that's one for text and references, and the other one. So I'll include them in my presentation. So yeah, for people who like a lot of they want a bigger textbook. For those kinds of people, you can leverage what I've just shared. You can leverage what I've just shared with you. Maybe it's got any value. One of the things entrepreneurs need to be very good at is the concept of innovation. So one of the things entrepreneurs need to really understand is the concept of so I've got this slide. It's going to okay. So I'm going to share my I mean for the actual for students who have registered with for the course, we will share some of these materials with you for people who have registered for the course in itself. We'll share some of these things with you. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead with the class so that we can just round up in about another hour and a half as it is. Okay. Good, 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 good. So there are many things, once again, when it comes to entrepreneurship. When it comes to entrepreneurship, there are many, many things. When it comes to this line of work, so innovation is one of them. So I'll go back. Yeah, so everybody, I mean, which is your industry? I've tried to put some industries here. So which industry are you working? Which industry are you? So let me put technology and telecommunications. Some people are working in advertising, marketing, and should I say corporate? communications. So there are many industries, when you're thinking about business, you need to go in knowing that there are many industries that exist. So there's not just one industry that exists. There are many, many industries. So your work and your career, for people who want to build it along certain industries, you can do that. So here we are, all the financial services. So everybody, tell me one other major industry that you think I might have missed. Anybody? Tell me any industry you think I might have missed. Uh, maybe what did they call them? The legal industry. Abi? Law, legal, regulatory, etc. That industry. This one is music, can be acting, can be music, it can be acting, it can be etc. Okay. So tell me, which other major industry do you think I've missed? Everybody, can I get your thoughts? What other industry do you think? I've tried to capture about 17 different industries. Uh, uh, Media. So if I add media here, let me say I add media, radio, TV, radio, TV, something along those lines. Radio slash TV. Yeah. What else? What else do you think we might be missing that is a key industry that we might have forgotten, missed out? Anybody? Any other key industry? Okay, so these are critical industries. Am I right? These are plenty industries. So a lot of industries. So you, as an entrepreneur, or somebody who's supporting an entrepreneur, these are many industries. These are many industries you might be thinking about: education, services, different manufacturing, and service service provisioning, all sorts of services, service provisioning, manufacturing, and production of of plenty things. Okay, manufacturing and production. So many industries, plenty industries, a lot of industries that this needs to jiggle your mind. For those of you that are looking for jobs, you need to know these kinds of things. You need to be aware of these kinds of things. What are the various industries in the marketplace? What are the possibilities? Where your skill, your capability, your product, your service, the thing you're trying to do, where can you take it to? Who are possible? I mean, there's some that are critical here. People wake up in the morning, they wake up in a house. Am I right? They wake up in a house, they use furniture. They have appliances. Am I right? They use their kettle, they use their TV. So you have to think about, they will eat before they leave the house. They'll take a bath. They will dress up. Okay? They will get into some form of transportation. So you've got to really understand that what exactly is possible. What is possible by and large? What are the top 5 things that you and I we must go through in a day? Do you get? We must eat compulsorily. We must use technology compulsorily. We must wear clothes compulsorily. must get into some kind of vehicle compulsorily every day. Okay. Most people will put this, I'll put this for yellow. Compulsorily, we must consume some kind of service every day from somewhere. For some people, they can't do a day without music or TV. So there are many industries. You really have to think about it properly. There are many industries. So you and I, our minds need to be juggled along these lines. Some of us must use banking service. We must do payments. So banking, banks, either microfinance bank, fintechs for payments, insurance, pensions in a day. So it's important that you understand the market, you understand the industry, you know what is possible. You can go sit in front of an employer and you can speak intelligently about these things and their use and their value. Why are these areas very important? All of us will wake up in a house. So housing, whether we've built it or we've rented it, we have to use furniture. Sorry, I take that back. We have to wake up in a house, even under the bridge. So there are many things that you, as an intelligent person, that has made a smart, sensible decision to come to this school, to come for this course in the school. You have to be able to speak intelligently about the market. What is the possibility? What areas exist in the marketplace? You who wants to create a product or render a service to people, what we can call household appliances, something like that. You who are here learning these things, you have to truly understand what they are. You have to be able to go somewhere and speak intelligently and say, you know what, there's a market. Some things are possible. And the people are asking that, why do you say things are possible? And you start to speak to them about the market. There's somebody on this call. His name is Sonny. Every day he's working in different places with different organizations in different industries. So he has to be able to do things intelligently. He has to know that, okay, there is a market. And some of you, you're like him. You need to take a particular product or market or service to the world. You need to take it to market. So you have to know what is even possible. Do you know that there are manufacturing company? Do you know that there's healthcare? Do you know that there is oil and gas, mining and extractive industry? Do you know that you have newspaper industry? Do you know that that is a massive industry? Newspaper, people that's the work that they do. They print news, publishing houses that do those kinds of things. There is a lot that you're on this call that you need to know, because one day you're going to sit in front of an employer. One day you're going, even if you create your own products and services, one day you're going to be looking to sell it to somebody in a certain industry. So your understanding of the industry is key. You cannot be a great business person. You cannot get a great entrepreneur. You cannot get a entrepreneur. You cannot be a great anything in business if you don't understand the market, the possible market. Who are they? Where are they? What do they do? How does my product and service fit into what it is that they want? This is very important. I move on very quickly. There are many things to consider for an entrepreneur, for an entrepreneur. There are many things. I don't want to spend a lot of my time there, But there are many things. The entrepreneur has to think about paying taxes. He has to think about hiring people. He has to think about where he might get a loan. Might has to understand the market is taking his product and service to. Has to be great at research. Might need an office. Might need a manufacturing location. Might need all sorts of equipment. So there are many things that you really need to think about for business and entrepreneurship. There are many things you need to think about for business and entrepreneurship. Okay? Starting a business, creativity, innovation, the market opportunity, your own interpersonal skills. That's very important. And maybe we will do that. Maybe one of the lists we're going to write. So innovation is key. And I've had a webinar on this. I don't know, maybe if I can find maybe you can, if I can find it. Boma, see whether you can find A4S webinar on innovation. There was an A4S webinar some months ago on innovation that I took. And this was one of the things that I spoke about. When you want to innovate, and most entrepreneurs need to do some kind of innovation. Most entrepreneurs will need to do some kind of innovation. You're going to need to innovate around this. You're going to need to innovate around that. You're going to need to do a lot of innovation. All right? And this is important, and it is critical. Okay? So what are the personal skills? Everybody, so please eat it. Real personal skills and capabilities for entrepreneurs. Okay, what are the personal skills and capabilities for entrepreneurs? Let's start. Should I say, what do we say? Strategy skills, right? Negotiation skills. All right. Marketing skills. Creative and critical thinking skills. Presentation skills. These are the things we teach in our summer program. We teach these things during our summer program. Our 12-week summer program next year is going to be June, July, and August. June, July, and August, our summer program. Our 12-week summer program. I don't know how we're going to do it next year, so that our participants in this year, I said next year, this year will also be a part of it, because these are some of the things. Okay, so remind me, Edith, what else? Okay, let me put this as communication and presentation skills. And presentation skills. Okay, and let me say, and maybe writing skills too. So I'll put it as communication, presentation, and writing skills. Strategy and innovation skills. Negotiation skills, marketing, publicity. Some people, that's their problem. They can't do publicity and they can't do advertising well. I can stand in the market, in the middle of the market, leadership and management skills. I can stand in the middle of the market and to advertise. I have a loud voice. I can stand in the middle of people. Negotiation and what's that thing? What's the other one apart from negotiation? Is it convincing skills? What's that thing that we say when you want to convince people to do something? Anybody? What does that mean? Where you want to convince people. Anybody? Hello? Hello? Okay. Persuasion is the word I'm looking for. Negotiation and persuasion skills. What does persuasive, thank you. Good. So but I'll put interpersonal with the, I'll put it here. Communication, interpersonal. Okay, I can put it somewhere else anyways. You need great financial and accounting skills. Okay. What else? Persuasion or persuasive, whichever one. Persuasion or persuasive skills. All right. What else is a critical skill set for entrepreneurs? We have said strategy and innovation, leadership and management, negotiation, marketing, and let me add, okay, let me add, and sales, and that's very important. You can never be a successful entrepreneur if you're struggling to sell. You can't. You cannot. What else is important? Risk. Thank you. So maybe thank you very much. So maybe I can add uh project and risk management. Yeah, that's a valid one. Skills. Yeah, I agree. The ability to think about risks and to think about which of your projects. Yeah. So I think project and risk management skills are very important. Okay. What else? Any other person? What else? What are some of those topics we had to go through during our 12-week summer program? What else is a topic that we had to go through? Any other person in our 12-week in our excellence program? So speaking, communication, social intelligence, leadership, resilience. So yeah, okay, strategy, visioning. The person has to be a good visionaire. Visioning, goal setting, and innovation skills. So maybe a good entrepreneur has to understand how to have ethical, legal type things. Okay. Yeah. Legal, you know, if for lack of a better way to put it, regulatory skill. The person has to be knowledgeable of law and all those kinds of things. Interpersonal skills. Yeah. So uh ethical, yeah. So these are like some 10 skill areas. There are more than skills. Uh skill areas and capabilities for entrepreneurs. I agree. I agree completely. Uh Technology. Thank you. Absolutely. So there's no going around that. Any modern type person has to have correct type technology. Yes, social media, digital marketing, and technology skills. Absolutely. You know, ERP, productivity tools. Yeah, I completely agree. Here, maybe environmental, I can add it here, plus maybe sustainability. Yes. Project, risk. Yeah, I agree. Type, skill sets. So yeah, I agree. I had to add that technology, and in modern day, there's no going anywhere without such capabilities. So yes, Boma, that's it. That's it. So these are important skill sets. These are important skill sets for entrepreneurs. Somebody who says, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, cannot be afraid of standing in front of people, has got to have confidence. Personal, should I say management and personal excellence. Yes, we can say that. Personal excellence. So these are some key things. If you're going to say, I'm going to be a great entrepreneur, personal excellence has got to be there. Leadership, your ability to be able to manage people, manage money, manage things. So there are many, many skills if you plan to be a great entrepreneur, a great manager of men, a great manager of people, a great manager of resources. You will need these kinds of skill sets. There's no going around you knowing these kinds of things. You have to have great marketing skills. You need to know a lot. You're an entrepreneur. You have to have innovation skills, right? So I'm going to go away from there because I'd already talked about some of these things prior to now. I think I added something else. Hold on. Yeah. So everybody, Boma is going to put in the chat room a link for listening is under communication. Yes, listening is under communication. He'll put a link for a webinar that I did on innovation that kind of speaks about some of these things. So you need to know them. You can innovate in many areas. In fact, some people say innovate or die. If you don't innovate, you will die. Your organization will pack up. Okay. Sorry, give me a minute. Okay. So because of time, let me move ahead. So I think I like this slide that we came up with, this one that talks about the many things, the many kinds of things. And so we talked about management. We can also talk about administrative. Okay. Administrative skills, technology is key, ethics, legal, project risk, many things. So you that you're here, there are many things you need to know. There are many things. Research skills. Let me add that. Research skills. The ability to be able to research, right? And this is you have to research the market. You have to research products. You have to research competition. You have to research um, alternatives. Your ability to be able to do sensible, smart research is critical. Sensible, smart research. Research that leads to great things. Research is key. So once again, these are important things. Please let me give an instruction to somebody. Please give me a minute. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so I apologize. I hope you can hear me. So, all right, let's move on very quickly. We have quite a bit that I still want to cover. We stopped. I think we stopped around here. So, this is one of the topics. Okay, this is one of the topics that says that you should know, know entrepreneurs. The reasons why do people want to go into entrepreneurship? Why do you want to start a small scale business? Right? Is there a difference between who an entrepreneur? Once again, we're going to give you notes on all these things. An entrepreneur usually starts things. Businessmen usually just maybe take over existing things. Of course, these are interchangeable words. People use these words interchangeably, right? But business people are people. Maybe you take over an existing business. Um, but the risk might not be as much. But when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's usually brand new. You're about to start something new. You're about to start something fresh. You're about to create something from scratch. That is why we talk about entrepreneurs. And we also talk about the characteristics of entrepreneurs. These are people who are risk takers, people who like to do new things, people who are restless, people who are problem solvers. That's another skill set we should have included. Problem solving and solution identification. You know, you have to be able to research. Let me just add it here so that we say problem. No, let me not add it here. Uh, yeah, including problem solving. So let me put that. Okay, good. I found the right place to put it here. Creative, critical thinking, uh, problem solving. Exactly. Problem solving and um, solution provisioning. It's not just the identification, but even the provisioning of a solution. Some people are experts at identifying problems, but they don't think about the solution. Solution identification and provisioning. So, uh, problem, or let's just keep it as problem solving. Yeah. Yeah, so let's just keep it a problem solving. I think it's easier that way. Just a problem solving. Yeah, it talks about solving already anyway. So yeah, problem solving skills. Yeah, I think that works. That's another area. So critical thinking, creative thinking. So there is creative thinking, there's critical thinking, and then there's problem solving. So this is another area of work. This is another key area of work. So as a skill set. So if you come to this topic, this one, it talks about these kinds of things. There's also a big conversation around leadership. That's why it's good. So Edith, we have to think about how will our students, if they are going to be in school on Saturdays throughout second semester, and during that same second semester, we're going to be having a leadership school. Sorry, I said our leadership, our summer program. How are we going to do it? So we have to think about that because we also want our students to be partakers of the summer program, the June, July, and August program. But that's 3 full months. So if they're in school on Saturdays, how are they going to combine it? So we have to think about that properly. Because one of the things we thought about is leadership for results, leadership to make a change, leadership to make things happen. Leadership is another key area of work. So here we talked about, and yeah, yeah, yep. So talk about interpersonal, human relations, and organizational change management. So you can see that this page is loaded. This page is loaded. This page where we're talking about the skills the skill areas, the kinds of things that entrepreneurs need to have. You can see that it's all rounded. The entrepreneurs are meant to have all rounded skill sets as it is. So, um, yes. So, and then of course the conversation around decision making and risk. At the end of the day, you have to make decisions. I tell some of the people who work with me that you have to make decisions, but you have to have a justification for your decision. How did you arrive at that decision? What were the things that you took into keen consideration before you arrived at the decision? A lot of people don't think about the decisions that they're trying to make and how they need to be able to justify that decision to people. You need to justify the decision. You can't make decision and just say, I made the decision. What is the concept of risk? And if you want to know about our risk, we should go and take it's compulsory for you to go and take the ISO 31000. There is the course on S&BP. Mercy, you can please drop the link in the room. So that people can go to take something specifically on risk management. And that's why we said, a lot of people have to know about risk management. A lot of people, you need to know. And entrepreneurship takes a lot of risks. The definition of risk is a certain type of uncertainty, a certain type of uncertainty. So the expectation is that everybody that is in this room, you've already gone to take a course on that course on risk management. It's very important that you take that course on S&BP ISO 31000. Risk is about uncertainty as it is, right? Risk is about uncertainty, okay? Risk is about uncertainty. So that's very important. All of us need to know about risk management. It's important. It is critical that we know about risk management. Entrepreneurs have to be very educated people. You have to be, and when we say education, we don't mean formal school education. It just means that you're educated enough to know A, B, C, X, Y, Z. You're educated enough to know you're you know enough. So this is not about having 10 degrees. And that's why I say to people, a lot of people have degrees, but they do not know the content of this NID. I have a lot of degrees, but I can tell you that I'm going to be a student of NID. It's compulsory because I'm not just interested. So as I said, citizenship education, I'm very poor. I want to get better. My business math, though I'm an engineer, but that was a long time ago. I want to learn business math now. Economics, I'm not very good when it comes to that area. My accounting is okay, it's good when it comes to the work, but I'm not sure I'm confident enough to be able to teach it. So I want to know more. I have made up my mind. I'm going to be a student of this school because I want to sharpen even my knowledge. I want to understand the business math. I want to understand how does the business math apply within Excel and within my business. Those things that they put in the curriculum, how do they apply? I want to learn that. I want to become better. So this is not about the acquisition of some very extended degrees. This is about knowing things that will help your work. Imagine you being an expert knowing web development, like the way Buma knows it. That would be great. Knowing e-commerce, knowing cost accounting, that will be excellent. So I want to get good and get better even with the things that I am doing. It's important. And it is essential that I get better with regards to these things. If I've done them in the past, does not mean I'm doing them today. So for example, in our data management, everybody, I'm going to show you the link, what we're going to teach when it comes to data management. We're going to teach Microsoft Data 101 or something like that. Microsoft um, Data Management Fundamentals or something like that. Buma, what is that one? The entry level data management. Is it the one that is called the Azure Data Fundamentals? I think that, the very fundamentals of what data is. And organizations everywhere, they are looking for data experts. They're looking for people who know data. So I think that's it. So look at this, some of the things we're going to teach in year 2. Core data concepts, relational data, and those kinds of things. There is one, is it DPO 1 or something? Microsoft DP 900, something like that. Maybe that's it. Yeah, that's it. DP 900. Yeah, that's it. So that you have modern skills that you can take to the market. Yes. Core data concepts. Yeah, that's it. This is one of the things. Buma that is here is going to be teaching this. This is one of the things we're going to be teaching. We're talking about real life stuff. We're talking about real life stuff, not old, not dated. Real life stuff. So once again, these are critical things that you and I we need to know. All right. So let me move on very quickly because of time. I think we're in 4. Okay, so how do you start a business? Do you need to rent a facility? Do you need to hire staff? Do you need to register? We talked about ethics. And I think everybody that is here on this call, if you are not a part of our 12-week program, you should please share the link with everybody. Mercy, please make sure that all the participants who were not part of the 12-week program, they go back to watch some of those things. So because now I can't start to speak a lot about ethics, but we did a session on ethics. Okay, we've talked about strategy. Okay, why do businesses fail? Why businesses fail when they don't meet certain objectives, and we did that last week. That is why that is why they fail. When certain things that they're meant to do well with, they don't do them, those businesses will fail. So there are clear objectives for businesses. So, and your business won't fail if you learn the right things. Your business will not fail if you learn the right things. We did something like this. Let me look for that slide that we used the last time. Yes, the business objective slide. So I found it. I put it here for everybody. Why do businesses fail? Every business has got a few objectives. There are a few objectives for every business. And any business that does not meet those objectives, that business is going to fail. Any business that does not meet those objectives, the business will fail. So we did this the last time. We did it last week. But for the benefit of those that were not here, we'll look at it again, right? The objectives of every business. They are also the reasons why businesses fail. Businesses that are not able to meet or achieve these objectives will eventually fail. Businesses that are unable to meet these objectives, they will eventually fail. So there are clear reasons. I've been doing business for a long time. There are clear reasons why businesses fail. There are clear reasons why they fail. And I've failed many times. So I'm an expert in telling you why businesses fail. Oh no, all right? That's why I like to talk about taxes a lot. Because if you muck around with your tax, you will fail. The day the tax man comes, you will not have stories to tell. So the reasons why businesses fail, they are here. Once businesses don't make adequate revenue, they don't make profit, their customers are not happy with them, they keep losing customers, they can't manage their costs, then the business will fail. The business will eventually run into trouble. The business will eventually run into trouble. The business will eventually run into trouble. A business that does not meet these objectives will fail. These are the reasons why businesses fail. These are the reasons why businesses fail. These are the reasons why they fail. Poor quality of products and services. They stop innovating. The business and operational processes are poor. They don't hire the right people. They don't motivate the people. They don't manage the people well. They don't have adequate market share. The competition is eating their breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Their customers, they have problems. Once they don't do these things, the business will fail eventually. As I said, I've failed many times. I've failed more times than I've even succeeded. Well, I don't think so. I've succeeded more than I've failed, but I have failed many times. I have failed many, many times. And the reasons why I failed are on this page. The reasons why I failed with regards to one business initiative or the other is on this page. I've failed more times, a lot of times. I've succeeded, but I've also failed a lot. And so once again, if you don't manage your brand, your reputation, you don't maintain your tax papers, your business performance is poor, you don't manage your risk, you don't manage your stakeholders properly, your partners and your suppliers, you don't manage your technology, your business will fail. Your business will fail. It's not a curse. I'm not cursing you. It's just the truth. It is just the truth. So this is important. This is important. Okay, so let's go back to where we're coming from in chapter 4. Okay, list income generating activities. We've talked about that and describe your role in the activities. All of us, product creation, you have an idea, you create a product or a service. Dry cleaning service. Remember when we're talking about all sorts of things? Dry cleaning services. Very important. Everybody needs somebody to help them with their clothes. So dry cleaning is a major business. Don't ignore it. Where is here? So you can come up with an idea in one of these industries. Clothing. Let me add dry cleaning here. Tailoring and dry cleaning. Woo, dry cleaning is a big line of work. If you're, because I mean, the only challenge in Nigeria is electricity. This electricity will punish you. Electricity will beat you up. Well, you can come up with something, but dry cleaning is a big business. Food. You can't go wrong with food. Some of you that you're on this call, you're excellent cooks. You should start to make food and collect orders and get a delivery service. Get a delivery service to take the food to people's offices and to their home. A lot of people cannot cook. A lot of people don't have the time to cook. So you have to think about that. Cleaning people's homes is a service. You can charge X amount of money. You can hire somebody to do the cleaning and you do the supervision. So only a lazy man will not be making money in this country. You can go to teach in people preparing for one exam or the other. Only a lazy person will not be making money. Agriculture is big. So you have to come up with your idea. You who are learning entrepreneurship, you have to come up with your idea. A sound idea. Somebody said ideas rule the world. That's what somebody said. So how do you turn your idea into viable business? You have to write a business plan. You have to write a business plan. We can share with you a template for business plan. We can share that with you. You have to complete a business plan. And there are many business plan templates. So there's what we call the one-page business plan. One-page business plan template. One-page business plan. There are many things around the business plan that you can get that says that you know what's the problem you're trying to resolve. What exactly are you trying to do? So the one-page business plan is a kind of simple plan, nothing complex, that you should, if you want to do business. And I mean, two people can come together, have yes, business plan template. There are many business plan approaches. So you can write a simple business plan. This is what we want to do. This is how we're going to do it. This is when we're going to do it. These are the people that are going to be involved. You know, you've come to Transformation College. You should be transformed. Your approach to doing things should be different. You're meant to be able to think creatively. You're meant to be able to think creatively. Even if you're going to be selling rice and beans, the way and the manner by which you should be selling your own rice and beans should be different from the rice and beans that the next person is selling. That's why you have come to Transformation College. You're meant to demonstrate some higher level of intelligence than the average person. So that's why you're here. So you cannot say you're going to be selling, you cannot say because you plan to sell rice or sell beans and you will not do it differently. You have come to Transformation College. I've had the great fortune and opportunity to meet you and to teach you. Your business has to succeed. Your approach to business has to be different. It cannot be like everybody's own. You have to do it in such a way that it's smart and sensible. Everybody, what is the problem I'm trying to resolve? What is the solution? What's my business model? Who are my target customers? How will I do my marketing and my promotion? What is my competitive advantage? How much money do I think I'm going to make? Do I need any kind of funding? Okay. So this is important. This is important, and this is critical. It's important and it's critical that you have a business plan. Today's topic is entrepreneurship, and there's no way you're going to do entrepreneurship without having a business plan. You should have a smart, sensible business plan with what you're doing. So you should have your own your ideas rule the world. You should have a clear idea, but you need to back up your idea with a decent business plan. And you also need to give your business plan to friends, not people that will steal your idea, but to some good friends who can help you look at it. If you don't have a smart, sensible business plan, you're going to go to borrow money that you're going to struggle to pay. Some people, their job is to help you criticize your business plan. They can help you look at your business plan and say, oh, this business plan, I'm not really sure it makes a lot of sense. But the idea is great. However, you have a challenge here, here, and here. This is smart. However, you have not captured here with this, and this. So that's important. Okay. And part of that business plan is also on this page. And that's why we wrote it. That one of the skills is your ability to be able to do good research, smart, sensible research. What is the market? Is there a market for what I want to sell? Do I know my customers? Remember, we had looked at some models. That's why I told you at the very beginning today that those 28 things are very important, everybody. Who is your market? Who are your customers? Do they have a need? What do they need from you? So, what's the alternative? Who else are they buying from? That's why those models that we looked at earlier today, they will help you in answering these things. Remember business model canvas, everybody. Remember the 9 things inside of business model canvas. Remember the 9 things. What partners do I need to succeed? What activities do I need to carry out? What resources do I need? What's my value proposition? What relationships do I need to build? What channels will I be using? What customer segments do I need to focus on? What is my internal cost structure? How will I make revenue? These are answers, these are questions you need to answer if you plan to do well in business. If you plan to do well in business, these are key things you must answer if you plan to do well in business. And that's what the curriculum is addressing. Look at 6.11. Where are you going to set up the business? What kind of business are you going to set up? Sole proprietorship, partnership? How much money do you need? Do you understand the difference between investment capital and working capital? Salary is like working capital. You need to pay the people every month. But the money you use in paying rent, especially in Nigeria, where you have to pay for an entire year or maybe 2 years, is like an initial capital or investment capital. Money for equipment is investment, but the ongoing one, the operational expenses, every month you must buy diesel or buy fuel. Every month you must pay salaries. Every month you must pay for electricity. The difference between these 2 things. So, the difference between these 2 things. Okay? Do you need a loan? If you're going to need a loan, do you need to have a relationship with bankers? Nigeria is very difficult for you to get a loan. It is extremely difficult for you to get a loan. I've been doing business in this country for a long time. Even for me, it is still very difficult for you to get a loan. And please do not go to collect money from, well, don't let me say don't go, but be very careful if you plan to go to collect money from, what's that thing called? A microfinance house. Be very careful, because most people who end up going to collect money from the microfinance house, they are unable to pay back. Microfinance company is going to charge you about 5% per month. Did you hear that? The microfinance company is going to charge you about 5% per month. Hardly would you ever be able to pay back. So people are losing their cars to microfinance houses and things like that. If you don't understand, go and ask. Part of the advisory that we will do is that if you're trying to set up a business, we're happy to speak to you so that you don't make unnecessary mistakes and you don't go to mortgage your house, mortgage your property, mortgage your vehicle. Hardly can you make a business, 5% per month is about 60% per annum. There's hardly any business that can make that amount of money, brothers and sisters. There's hardly any business that can make that kind of money. So, right, you have to be careful. There's a portion in there that talks about the marketing mix. The marketing mix. So that's why I put this diagram to explain that. What is your product? How much are you selling? How are you going to promote it? Where are you going to be selling it? You have to plan your business. You can't just walk into business blindly. You are an educated person. You have come to Transformation College, NID in Business and Information Technology. You definitely have to think better than the average person. You have to be smarter. You have to be better at many things than the average person. Okay? So, a lot of these things, so you can see here, that's why I put that up for you. Marketing mix. The marketing mix. Marketing mix. That's why I put this there. The marketing mix. The 4 P's. That's what some people call it. The 4 P's of marketing. Remember, I've taught you 5 W's. Taught you that. Okay. So, who is your target market? Who are you trying to sell to? So, key questions when it comes to running the business. Okay. So we can do it together. We can say some key questions. Let's do it together very quickly. Key questions for starting a business. What are some of the key questions? What is my product and or service? And how will I source and produce them? That's a key question. What is my product or service? And how will I source and produce them? Apart from that, what is who are my potential buyers? What do they need? What challenges do they have? And how can my product / service meet or surpass their requirements? That's another key question. Okay. We can say Why? What makes my product / service unique? Why should my potential customers leave others to buy from me? Okay. What is an appropriate price for me to sell that is affordable to my potential customers and profitable for me? These are huge questions. I don't know whether Sonny is on the call, but these are the kinds of things that give him a headache every day. Right? That is affordable to my customers. Should I say maybe aligned, or better, maybe cheaper, aligned or cheaper than what my competition is offering and profitable for me. How will I serve my potential customers? Via what channels? Right? But even before that, how will the market and my potential customers know of the existence features and benefits of my product / service? So these are big of my products and service. Okay. Do I need to have a physical location to meet and attend to my customers? Well, I need that. Okay. These are some key questions. Okay. How will my potential customers pay me? How will they pay me? Right? Right? And how do I reconcile my payments? Key questions. Okay. So your product does the service. How will you source and produce them? How will you meet? How do I meet my customers? How do I build a brand and effective relationships with my customers? How will I build a brand and effective relationships with my potential? Remember, potential. And all these things are applicable, whether you're selling Guguru or whatever. How will I build a brand and effective relationships with my customers? Okay. So these are some of the questions. I'm sure we can come up with more, my product or service? How will I source and produce them? Who are my potential buyers? What do they need? What challenges do they have? And how can my product help surpass their meet or surpass their requirements? What is an appropriate price for me to sell that is affordable? What makes my product unique? Why should the producer leave others to buy from me? How will the market and my potential customers know the existence, features, and benefits? Why me? Why me? How do I build a brand? How do I build effective relationships? How do I service my potential customers via which of the channels? Do I need to have a physical location? How will my potential customers, how will they pay me? And how do I reconcile my payments? So there are many things when you're thinking about a business. How will I manage my people, staff, finances, procurement, logistics, administration, uh, facility, sanitation. How will I do all that? How on earth am I going to do this? These are the questions that you need to start to ask yourself, Mr. Business, Mr. or Mrs. Entrepreneur. Either, either Mr. or Miss Entrepreneur or whatever, you must have answers, clear answers to all these questions. You must have clear answers to these questions. You cannot afford to go to start a business when you don't have an answer. Do you need staff? Where will you get support? These are the reasons why businesses fail. These are the reasons why businesses fail. People don't do the hard work of answering these types of questions from the very beginning. And once they don't do that, this is why they fail. All right. Once again, if you come here to 7, we've talked about the business plan. And that's why you see that how will you do research? How will you find out? Look at some of the key things on this second side, your business plan, legal requirements, capital requirements. How will you manage your records and business information? Exactly. That's a big one. How will you manage your records, your reports, your business information? How are you going to manage all that? Look at it. How will you manage your records and reports for the business? Most people don't have an answer. What is the total amount of money? You know, even when the Bible talks about the guy that started the house but did not take into consideration what he will truly need. And he got to the middle and then he could not commit it. And then people will now look at him and they start laughing and look at this clown. As it is. Sales and cost forecasts. So some of these things, you're going to learn them in accounting and some of the other things that we're still going to be doing. So we might not be able to contribution margin. Yes. So the keyword here, margin, which is your how much you need to add to it. And how can a small business support the community? As you know. So it is a beautiful course. It is a beautiful course. And that's why I wanted to take this entrepreneurship myself. I wanted to take the entrepreneurship myself. Very interesting. This is directly from NID curriculum. So you can see we only copied it and pasted it into this place. It's directly from the NID curriculum. NIT expects that, MBT expects that somebody who has completed NID, which is like an OND, knows all these things. Can you imagine? Imagine if every staff that you hire in your own organization knows all these things. Imagine even you yourself, you know it, and you know it from a practical perspective, not from a theoretical university or school perspective. We're talking about from a practical perspective. That would be brilliant. Markup, that thing is called margin there. It's also called the markup. I bought it at 100 naira. I can put a markup of 20 naira and I can sell it at 120 naira. Simple. But for me to decide that I'm going to sell at 20 naira, I must take into consideration the transport I used, my facility, and all the other things that must come in. This is important. And this is critical. We're going to learn these three statements in accounting: cash flow, income statement, and my balance sheet. The three key statements and the differences between them. There's a diagram I used to use. The diagram I used to use that kind of spoke to the three of them. Yes. So this will work. I've had my income statement versus my income statement versus my balance sheet and my cash flow. This is one diagram. I have another one. This thing speak to the three statements. The three statements that are critical for businesses. Three financial statements. Okay. Three of them: my income statement, my balance sheet, and my cash flow statement. The three of them: income, how much I made, my cost, my net income; balance sheet, the things that make up assets versus my liabilities, the monies that I'm owing, and my equity or net assets, and my cash flow, incoming, outgoing. So very important. So we're going to learn a lot of this in the accounting side. I will not overly worry you about it, but an entrepreneur needs to know this. An entrepreneur needs to know these things. Okay, we're going to do that. And the last module is something called how do you operate? So, and I think we've spoken about everything here. You have to do your marketing, you have to hire staff, you have to manage your sales, you have to manage your time. Yes, I think maybe we should have included time management as one of those skills we should put it somewhere. Remember our skill sets that we all came up with together here. So let me see. Where should we drop time? Can put it. We should put it here. Okay. Maybe time management, critical thinking. I think it should be here actually. The entrepreneur needs to manage his or her time very well. The entrepreneur needs to manage his or her time very well. Time is a resource. Time is a resource. All right. The management of money is a big deal. Bookkeeping and records management and records. to be able to manage all your records / your reports. Where do you keep all your documents and reports? So you can see that this thing that we've built, this page is a very useful page, everybody. A lot, we've cramped a lot into this one page. Key things that you and that any kind of entrepreneur needs to know. Because just like when we say sustainability here, we're talking about things like SDG skills. Okay, so you see that chapter, the final portion is about all these things. So you can see manage time management, manage personnel, select, motivate, and discipline staff, sales. I think we've talked about sales, potential customers, we've talked about that. Salesperson selling a product, promotions, promotional activities and discounts, suppliers, technologies, and I think we've spoken a lot about that also. New technology also. So ERP, the business needs all those kinds of ERP things. Remember, I showed you an ERP, right? Everybody, I showed you this. Am I right? The business needs a website. The business needs a CRM. The business needs a marketing platform, HR platform, finance technology. The business needs almost everything that is on my screen. Businesses need all these things. Businesses, they need all these things. So those are the 8 modules. We'll give you question and answers tied to these 8 modules. We'll ensure that you try to pass. I'll share the slides. I also added a couple of things. I have some 2 books that have chapters on entrepreneurship in there. So we can have a look at them very quickly, and we'll bring this today to a close in another 30 minutes, thereabout. So that's the thing. Entrepreneurs need to meet what? Unmet needs. That's why you have to innovate and think about new ways of doing things. Okay? Entrepreneurship. The person who creates the idea, who creates the new business, the champion. In fintech, they call the person the founder, deploying resources and people in a unique way to develop a new organization. Deploying resources and people in a unique way to develop an organization. Entrepreneurship myth. This is not true that they are born. Yeah, they might have certain characteristics, but it can be learned. I have friends who have worked for 30 years in one organization and now they run successful businesses. So people like me have been doing it very young, but some of us have done it in old age. People talk about what's the name of that guy that started, is it KFC or something? Started at 65. Some people start late. They've worked in all sorts of other things. Then the idea comes. The most important thing is to learn how to do it and to do it properly. And that's why that management is also key. Access to money. I think for an entrepreneur, you really need to be creative. You will never have everything that you need. You will never have everything that you need, but you can be creative. You can be smart and sensible. You can be, you can be innovative. You can borrow a computer to use. Okay? So all this, they're what we call entrepreneurship myths, but they're not necessarily true. And some entrepreneurs fail over and over again. I've told you, I've failed so many times. You don't even have to start with a breakthrough invention. Whatever it starts with, you refine it over time. And it's not about careless risk taking or being irrational. So, running a small business is different from entrepreneurship. When we talk about entrepreneurship, we're not talking about just one guy, sole, single soul consultant. That's not what we're referring to. We're talking about people who plan to grow, they plan to scale, they plan to become bigger, they plan to become more effective, they plan to be many other things. So entrepreneurs are very much interested in growth. And that's why countries should be interested in supporting entrepreneurs. This is why countries should be interested in supporting entrepreneurs. Countries, because entrepreneurs help with job creation, they help with innovation in many areas, and I believe we've spoken about that. And they bring lots of opportunities to people. Presently I employ almost 100 people. Right now, I've been employing people for the past 20 years, 21 years. So I've been employing people for the past 21 years, contributed to different people's lives and their professions and their careers. And that's why, even as a country, nationally, we should encourage and support entrepreneurs. As a country, we should support entrepreneurs. Okay? Some of the characteristics of entrepreneurs include what? Some of the characteristics of entrepreneurs include what? I mean, they're very restless people. They need to achieve something. They have a goal. They need to solve a problem. You can't be an entrepreneur if you don't have what we call grit, personal resilience. If you don't have personal resilience, you fail in one place and automatically you're discouraged. No, the world is after me, the devil. You can fail and still get up. You can fail and still succeed. You can start school today, drop out and go back and start it again. You can join the Transformation College Innovation Diploma. So it's very important that you have what we call grit, that you're strong as an entrepreneur. It's important that you're strong as an entrepreneur. Okay? Right? And that you're confident. You have to be confident. And I think we've already spoken a lot about the skills. Ability to build interpersonal relationships. So maybe we should add the word networking to our own too. Let's add the word networking. Yeah. Go for events. You network with people and you sell. You need to sell, brothers. There's a book called Sell Like Crazy. You need to sell. There's a book, check it out. It's called Sell Like Crazy. That's the title of the book. You need to sell. You need to sell. So, okay. Talked about leadership. And of course, where can you get new ideas from? All sorts of ideas from all sorts of places. Today, we've even looked at industries where you can put your ideas. And that's why it's good to be out there. You should go for events. Go onto a place called Eventbrite. Look at the events. Get dressed. Some of them are free. Register. Go there. It will open your eyes and open your hearts and open your head to many things. You will start to think when you're in those places, you're meeting people. You come for a course like this, we're opening your mind, we're opening your hearts to all sorts of things. We've talked about why they fail. There are many reasons why businesses fail. We've also talked about why you should have a business plan, a great business plan. You should also have a great company brochure, product brochure, and website. Everybody, having a brilliant website is key. Every successful business needs to have great company brochure and company website. Great company brochure and website. So you learn about these three. We've talked about it last week: proprietorship, or solo business, partnerships, and then limited liability / corporation. So each of them has got the. And where can you get money from? The best bet is to look at family for to borrow you money. You can't borrow from the bank. Neither can you borrow from a microfinance if you don't want to pack up your business. Most small businesses cannot survive the interest rate for microfinance, but most people don't calculate it well. I know a lot of people that are in trouble right now because of this. I have families that are friends. I've also been in trouble with this. One time I did one business. I borrowed 10 million naira and I paid 20 million naira. I paid the capital and I paid an extra 10. That means I made severe losses. Severe losses. I had to borrow money from my other portions of my business to support the loan. So debt financing, borrowing to repay with principal and interest, not what I recommend. Go to investors, go to friends, go to family. You can maybe look for venture capitalists. People will say, I'll take 50% of your business, and I'll give you X amount of money. That's way better than taking a loan. So growth is important. You have to think about how to grow. You have to manage your finances. Everybody needs to have an accountant as a friend, a lawyer as a friend in business. You need an accountant, you need a good lawyer. You don't have to hire them full time, but you can build relationships with them and pay them whatever bit you have. Might even pay them in some kind of kind. Some of them, maybe you just cook for them and they are nice enough to help you. Okay? And of course, you have entrepreneurship, people who create new departments, new units, new products within an existing organization. You have what we can call spin-offs. People who spin off a new subsidiary. That's how the standards and best practice is for us, is a spin-off. And then we have people who give franchises. Innovation is key. We've talked about innovation. A new idea, okay, or existing business result that you can innovate. Everybody look at this. They call it the 5 C's of innovation. The 5 C's of innovation. You have the capability, you have to set the right culture, cash and recognition, customer orientation, and you have to be able to auto count your losses as at when it is necessary. So that's key. So then I have another book, says almost the same thing, entrepreneurship, like that. Who is an intro? All right, this is good. This is a nice diagram. It's a brilliant diagram. Like it. Brilliant diagram. Makes sense. Okay. And give a franchise. What does it take? We've said a lot about what it takes. Okay. business plan. So this is an outline of a business plan. So for the people who are registered, we will share the slide with you. It's not a secret. Created it for you. We'll also share training materials with you if you're registered. And finally, we'll share a sample set of questions. Sample questions for you to prepare for your examination. All right, everybody, please tell me what are some of the things you've learned today. I want to read from everybody in the chat room. I want to read from people in the chat room. Niche means specialization. It means like your own specialization. Let me go to the chat room. We're done for today. Zainab, Michael, everybody, tell me what is it? What is some learning, some critical thing you've learned today? Dr. Lalua, tell me. Tell me. Oma, tell me. Honesty, tell me. What are some of the things? Yes, I like that one too. It's good. We came up with it together. I give all of us credit for those questions we came up with. I like those questions too. Yeah. The key questions for starting a business. Yes, I like that bit too. I'm happy we're able to type something like that out. So, yes. Daniel, thank you for bringing that up. I'm happy with that too. Yes. Who else? All businesses have. Okay, good. Thank you very much, Dr. Lalu. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Our objectives are pretty much the same. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody needs to reduce their costs. Everybody needs to be able to manage different things relative to their business. So there are many things that everybody needs to get very comfortable with. So yes, um, yes, and if you don't meet those objectives, you will crash completely. Those objectives, if you don't meet them, you will crash. If you take your eyes off the ball with regards to one of those things, you will crash. Also, for those who want to really understand sales and marketing, can meet Mr. Sonny Otego. He can be your personal coach if you have questions on sales and marketing, business development. You're starting out a new business, you don't know what to do. You can speak with Mr. Sonny that is on the call. He will help you. You can reach out. Mr. Sonny can help you with regards to how do you sell, how do you market. Okay. Good. How to start a business and the business plans. Yes. And anybody that does not follow those objectives, they will fail. Oh, yes. I also like that page around the various skills that the entrepreneur needs to have. I completely agree with you. I think that's beautiful. Oh, yes. And yes, the interconnectedness of things. Daniel, thank you very much for that. The interconnectedness of many things. The interconnectedness of many things. Precious, any thoughts from you? Yeah, so thank you, Daniel. Things work hand in hand. And that's why I told you, I shared with you, I told the staff of my organization, and these are very senior people. I told them that, you know what, there are many parts to an organization, so you've got to look at everything. Your eyes have got to be, as you're hiring, you're thinking about your money, you're thinking about your sales, you're thinking about your marketing, you're thinking about your legal and compliance. There are many things you've got to be thinking about as an entrepreneur. So you've got to really think about it. And these things are very important. So once again, Precious, honesty, who else is here? I want to hear from everybody. I've heard from Dr. Lalua. I've heard from Daniel. I've heard from Zainab. I believe honesty. Okay, honesty has already spoken. What about Precious? Precious, do you have anything to say? Oma, how to start a business and business objectives. Very important. Right? Good. So, and I tell you, your business will succeed. You will succeed if you take into consideration all these things. And that's why we said in Transformation College, it's a combination of the practical and the theoretical. We combine both practical and theoretical. We combine both in Transformation College, practical and theoretical, so that you can learn both. Once again, thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Please, we want more people. We're relying on all of you who see value here to please tell others. Please tell others. We need you to be our town criers. This is free. It's 10,000 naira for registration, and that's it until exams where you have to pay some money, but it's free. You can take the classes next week. You can invite people to tell them this is great course. I'm teaching a portion of it throughout. I will teach at least, my plan is to teach at least 2 courses every semester. So over the 4, I'm definitely going to teach 2 to 3 courses every semester. So I'm teaching research methodology in year 2. I'm teaching HR myself in year 2. I'm teaching principles of management myself in year 2. I'm teaching purchasing myself also in year 2. So in year 2, I'm teaching 2 each. In this year 1, and this first semester, I'm teaching at least 3. In the second semester, I'm also teaching at least 3. I'm going to teach at least 3 this semester, 3 next semester, 2 in year 2, first semester, another 2. So please join us. Join us. Join us. This is useful information. This is something that allows you and I to make progress. I always tell it to people that people always say they want to get better at many things, but they are not willing to pay the sacrifice. It's just a couple of hours that we've spent here this Saturday, and I'm sure we're all better off for it. Even if you never come back to any class of ours, I'm 100% certain you're better off for it as a person. So once again, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much for the people who have registered. We'll send you a couple of things. They're also going to put this online, so everybody can go and watch it again, listen to it again, and things like that. So thank you very much, everyone. God bless you, and we look forward to seeing you 9 a.m. On Saturday, 9 a.m. next week. Saturday. We look forward to seeing you 9 a.m. next week, Saturday. Thank you very much, and God bless you. See you next week. Mercy, I don't know if you have comments, you have announcements for everybody. Mercy, Edith, I'm done. Mercy, Edith, okay, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Doctor. It was a wonderful time with you. Impactful and educative. Thank you for that session. Okay, to our students, please, like Doctor said earlier, please, you have to be on time next week. It starts by 9 a.m. So please, you should be in class before 9. And then for some of us that are, I know the class is actually free for now, but for some of us that are still yet to register, kindly do so. And then for the people that are yet to pay the acceptance fee, we encourage you to also do so as well. All right? Encourage your loved ones to join us. It's an impactful program that is going to better your life tomorrow. And you will thank Transformation College for doing so. Thank you so much, everyone, and do have a beautiful weekend. See you in class next week.